Okay, so this is the assembly of the high voltage electrode that's going to be going into the cell, into the Sparky cell. Sparky is based on nickel powder down the bottom, nickel powder and some not secret sauce, yet to be determined. Several grams, yet to be determined exactly how much will fill the void. We will be, it will be necessary to put in the amount of nickel that suits the way the cell and the electrode go together. And I can't tell you in advance what that will be, but it's based around somewhere between 3.5 and 5 grams. The last thing we will do is end up with a pre-measure so that the nano nickel can be measured before dropping down the cell. So this is the cell itself. This is the bottom, and then this is nothing but a 1/2-inch tube up to this point. This flange is welded on the outside and will connect to the outer vacuum chamber. These tubes here for the pass-throughs for electrical stuff like RTDs, thermocouples, heater wires, and possibly an electromagnetic coil. When we, prior to putting, first we'll make the electrode. That's what we're doing now. And we will end up with this cell vertically this way. And the first thing that will happen is this little felt disc will go down to the bottom, be pushed to the bottom with some nice clean instrument of some sort. And then we will fill in the calculated amount of nickel powder. So we'll have some nickel powder down in the bottom here once this is vertical. And at that time, this assembled electrode will be stuffed down through the T into the nickel. So approximately, I don't remember the exact number, but a little over a 1/2 inch from the bottom of this cell. Well, first we'll have the ceramic felt disc, which is this guy. Then we will have the nickel powder for, we're guessing around 2-something inches. And then this is the end of the high voltage probe. Starting at the other end, this is the electrical connection from Stoyan Sarg's Sparker, which is a ceramic pass-through that we had purchased, 120 bucks. It goes down to about here with the central electrode is in nickel, and then I silver soldered on a piece of tungsten electrode to that to extend the length of the inner electrode. Then after that, the construction of this is 2 ceramic tubes, one inside the other, and you can see what the inner looks like there. So the what we have here is ceramic felt washers that I've punched with 2 different size holes. The big holes here, which don't survive very well through washing in alcohol and acetone, but hopefully I can reconstruct those as I'm gluing them in place. So there's an inner tube, ceramic tube that's this diameter, full length from a point approximately halfway inside the insulator of the electrode all the way down to here, and then there's the outer tube, which is continuous to this point, and then it has ceramic felt spacers, call them donuts or washers or whatever, that will contact the inside of the steel in order to keep the entire assembly as close to center line as possible down the tube. So at the bottom of the tube will be an 1.5 inch bare electrode with high voltage available to it based on the Sparker. This will be entirely buried within the nickel, and the nickel will probably go around the ceramic tube up to this point. Above that will be the loading gas, which will be, I imagine, hydrogen. So after baking this out in high heat for an extended period of time in order to get off gas everything that it's now getting into it from the air and the environment, we'll bake it out and then put hydrogen in and hit it with the spark and see what happens. So the construction you've seen, now it's just a matter of mixing up some of this potting compound, ceramic potting compound. Ceramic potting compound 919. Good to 1530 degrees C. We have to mix that up 100 parts of powder to 13 parts of water, which is the next big step in order to figure all that out, because I've never done it before. So we have a good scale here, so we can measure out the powder and the water, which will be distilled water, and mix it into these two petri dishes. Mix them up, and then reconstruct these and glue them in place. These four here will keep the upper portion of the outer ceramic rod centered, and then these hopefully will keep the lower portion centered in the tube, so that hopefully the actual sparking part of the electrode will be centered in the nickel. That's the dream.